I just realized I was muted for the last 5 minutes. So again, as you probably know, this is my first time hosting the virtual market. So please forgive me. It is Saturday. This is our end of the closing of our Fairmount Innovation Virtual Shopping Network. Thank you, DJ411, for letting me know about my technical difficulties. But we're gonna have a great time. We pivoted during the pandemic to since a lot of stores were closing and a lot of businesses had to pivot. We decided to create this program to provide a virtual opportunity to not only shop but also jam out to your favorite music. So we're going to start off today with a good friend of mine. She's an entrepreneur. She's an activist and mental advocate in mental health, and she's also the founder of Pure Spark. And so I'm going to bring Miss Naisha Deed into the room today. And you're just on mute, my friend.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, but I definitely messed up. So
that's okay.
But you sound great, and
okay, good.
It's a pleasure to finally see this wellness directory up and going with Pure Spark. So guys, if you don't know, Naisha Deed is the founder of the first Massachusetts-based wellness directory that is still growing. Naisha Deed and her team provide peer support groups where people are educated on different topics. And she has many matching programs where she matches people of color in Massachusetts with wellness practitioners. Naisha, how are you doing today? And thank you for joining us today.
I'm well. I can't complain. I actually went down to Dudley to get my nails done real quick.
Okay.
Getting into the holiday spirit.
Self-care.
Yeah, you know how I am. I don't mess around. Yesterday, I actually went and got a massage with somebody you probably know in Mattapan, and tomorrow I have a facial scheduled with somebody.
Shout him out. Shout out your
Mike, Yoga Mike.
Yoga Mike, yes, of course we know Yoga Mike, and Yoga Mike has been definitely changing the culture for yogis, and has done a lot of good wellness programs with us in the past. So we love to work with him. And again, but sorry, Naisha, sorry, we love to plug all entrepreneurs.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. And tomorrow I'm actually going to get a facial with Bold Skin Lash Babe on Newbury Street.
Okay. Yeah.
The model of cool. Yeah. So it's a wellness winning weekend for me.
And hey, that's what we love to hear. And we go back a little bit, and I thank you for actually inspiring a little bit of my wellness journey as well. I had an opportunity to work with you and tell your story a little bit on Pure Spark and kind of what triggered, your journey in entrepreneurship and advocating around mental health. But since I know your story a little bit, why don't you share a little bit to our audience a little bit of the why?
Sure, and thank you for your help on that project. I mean, it was definitely a lot of work, but I love the final product that was produced. So I started off my career in corporate accounting. And no, I am not interested in doing anyone's taxes. Sorry, people. But I do have friends that will ask me still some accounting questions, and I'll help them every now and again. But I never liked accounting at all. It was too many rules. It was like, you got to put the debit here, you got to put the credit here, and you got to be like super organized. And that never was me. But I forced myself into it because I knew it was going to be a lucrative career. And I knew on day one, like of my internship, this was not going to be for me. But what kept me there was the money. I was working at one of the top accounting firms, Deloitte and Touche. Sorry, the phone's ringing in the background. And I just was like, okay, I'm just going to do it because what else am I going to do, right? And I got to a point in 2017, 4 years ago, around the same time, where I just was like, I just can't do this. I can't continue to play this role like I'm happy when I'm not. If you look at my social media, it looks like I'm happy. I'm traveling. I'm about to purchase this home. But deep down in my soul, I feel empty. I feel lost. I feel like, what is the purpose of my life? And at that point, I just made a decision that I don't want to be here anymore. And I'm writing a note to my family and I'm out. And thank God for my family. They, like I always say, even in the production that you produce, the video that you produce, help to produce, they're the ones that saved me. They're the ones that love me when I couldn't love myself, and they're really the reason why I'm still here today. And I decided that I wasn't going to allow that experience just to be an experience in my life. I learned so much about it. I learned so much about myself, and I learned so much about mental health that I wanted to take what I learned and to share it with the community. And what I learned was that, healing is not just going to therapy, is not just taking medication. That's a part of it. But there's all these different modalities that we can tap into, and that I encourage us to tap into, that can help us heal at a deeper level.
I love it. And what year did you start Pure Spark? It was 2017.
No, 2017 was when I went through,
That's right.
went through the deep depression 4 years ago. I didn't start Pure Spark until about 2019, and we didn't launch the actual offering until 2020. Was it 2020? No, sorry, 2021.
2021. And
Yeah.
so, if I was looking for practitioners in mind, body, and soul, what type of options can I choose from? What type of practitioners can I find if I
Yeah.
was browsing?
Yeah, so I really spent the past 2 years trying to connect with a lot of the Black wellness community, because I had left Boston for a while, left Boston for 7 years, and I didn't move back until 2018, 2019. Um, and at that point, I started just trying to connect myself with different people. So I'm connected with a few doulas. So if you're a
Mm,
mom, you're expecting, doulas are, I mean, there's birthing doulas that can help you bring about life into the world. There's doulas that help once you've birthed your child, they kind of help you with the wellness of yourself and your child.
mhm.
So for Black moms and parents, if you're looking for that kind of service, you can definitely reach out to us and we can connect you with those people. Also, if you're looking for somebody who can help you with like nutrition, right? So that's something that I think I never knew was such a big thing when it came to wellness. I know how big it was when it came to physical wellness, but also what we eat impacts our mental wellness too.
Right.
So I'm connected with a couple of people that can help you around nutrition. Also, if you're looking for therapists, of course, I'm connected with a lot of those.
Okay.
Black therapists, and this is Black, all Black, and anything really around wellness. And if you're looking specifically to connect with somebody who's Black and in the wellness space, we can. If we don't know them, we'll find them.
Right.
Um, but if we do know them, we'll connect you with them. And some of them can be found on our directory, but if not, you can just email us.
Yeah, and just from some of our talks offline, I know you have some big plans coming in 2022. Historic, I would say. And I know we probably couldn't share that right now, but if you can share what's next and how folks can find you. Now, if you're someone like myself that's looking for a therapist of color, how would I find you? Or maybe I am a therapist of color and I'm looking to reach more to the community. What's the best way to sign up?
Yeah, so you can just go to our website. It's www.yourpurespark.com. And it's spelled just the way it sounds. And if you're a therapist or a wellness practitioner, because we're not limiting this to just therapists, as I mentioned before, therapists are a part of wellness, but they're not the only part of wellness. You can sign up if you're a doula, yoga teacher, dancer, because movement therapy is a great thing. Really anybody who's in the wellness space, an ancient healer that might use Reiki.
Mm,
Um, I think a lot of us are starting to get more comfortable with using those practices that are older practices that are probably more holistic, right? So they can go to the website. They can also follow us on social media. So if you go onto Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, we're at Your Pure Spark. And also on LinkedIn, you can find us there. Feel free to email us if you got a question. The email is info at yourpurespark.com.
Amazing. Nisha, thank you so much for like all that you do. I know that we have some big things that we got to work on together, and I know you're going to neighborhood to neighborhood. You're doing a lot of town hall meetings around mental health and wellness. I just want to give you your flowers today. I'm going to give
Thank
you your
you.
flowers tomorrow and next week, and just continue to inspire. And my last question before you go is, um, for an entrepreneur who has an idea on service in the community, what advice would you give on their first steps on taking, um, starting a business in service?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really important to connect with the people on the ground already. So, if I'm doing an event or something in Mattapan, I'm connecting with the people on the ground and the communities, organizations that are already existing and doing work, right? And figuring out how we can collaborate. How can what I do complement what you do, and vice versa? So it's really important to network, and to talk to people, have conversations. Don't be afraid to email people. I
Mm.
think in the beginning, I was a little bit more like, I don't know if I should email this person. And now I'm emailing everybody. I don't care, because what's the worst that can happen? They don't reply back. Like, I'm not going to die. They just don't reply back. And then you just keep it moving. So don't be afraid to get out there and network. I think that's so important.
Amazing. So just keep moving, connect to the community, and keep and having faith in your purpose. I say that's great advice. So, Miss D, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed that massage from
Yes, I did.
Yoga Mike. You continue to take the rest of your day for self care, and we look forward to talking to you soon in this new year.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity.
All right, take care. And if you want to find out more on Miss Deed's work, you can go to www.yourpurespark.com. You have a great day.
All right. Bye.
Bye now. All right. So, wow. Again, I apologize for the first few minutes of this program as I was on mute. Again, this is my first time, but won't be my last time. And again, we got some more great entrepreneurs. The next entrepreneur is someone who I just connected with. She was actually a member in our last accelerator class, which is the Launchpad. And again, let me just give a quick shout out to the Dun Data of the Fairmount Innovation Lab Virtual Shopping Network, and that's Miss Joelle Fontaine, who's also an entrepreneur, and you can now find her business, which is Creo, at Bow Market in Somerville, Mass. Now, Joelle was the one that hosted this program for the last couple of years, and I just want to salute her, and I'm going to hopefully carry the torch. So let's get into next to our alum, Miss Folinda Jean, multimedia, amazing artist, doing a lot of great things around the community. She's also a freelance illustrator. She studied at Massachusetts College in Art and Design with a BFA in illustration. Born and raised in Roxbury, she's a first-generation Haitian American, and just happy to have the talented Flolinda in the house today. How you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
Yeah, no, I was just mentioning that we were introduced to your great work through the Launchpad, and hopefully that was a great experience for you. And when I had an opportunity to meet you, I was blown away by your creativity. You had just like a great essence with your character, and so you stood out. And just happy to see that you've been continuing since the Launchpad to keep going hard. And just wanted to hear a little bit of your story and kind of how it started. What triggered you to get into art from a young age? Was it from family? We would love to hear.
So I actually been drawing for as long as I can remember, ever since I was a little girl. I remember getting in trouble for drawing on the walls at my house, little things like that in school. Always wanting to draw for assignments and things like that. But when I got to high school, I went to the O'Brien, and there were like no art classes.
Mm.
Only art club they had was anime club, and I didn't watch anime at the time, and I was like, oh man. So I would just draw just to myself and taught myself with YouTube videos. And once I got to like the end of high school, I decided that if I was going to go to college, I would want to do something that I loved. So I decided to take art more seriously then. And then I decided to go to Mass Art. And so I was there for my undergraduate degree. And that's kind of what made me just start to take it seriously. But actually, even as a high schooler, I remember selling prints of
Mm.
like celebrity drawers. Like, oh,
So
you
you were
want
hustling. You were hustling early.
Yeah, I used to like I would draw something in pencil and then I would make a photocopy of it and then color on top of it with color pencil and then I would sell it to people. It was like my
Do you,
first art prints.
do you remember the first art print that you sold? And
Yeah, it was actually Tupac.
wow, tell me more, because I'm a huge Tupac historian. So
So
and
I
and
drew
who bought it? I would love to hear that too.
I'm trying to remember. It was one of my best friends, her mother bought the print for
Mm.
me.
Now,
So
were you an avid listener to Tupac, or was this something that you just kind of did because it was requested?
no, I like listening to his music a lot.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mm.
so I did that and then I also sometimes people would ask me to draw them in school, and so I was like, oh, I'm like, okay, but you got to pay me to do it. I didn't,
Mm.
even back then I didn't want to do any like artwork for free, unless it was for family. If it was for
Right.
family, no problem. But I just
I love it.
yeah.
And so, once you left school, were you did you jump into full time being an artist, or did you maybe mentor under other artists? What was your journey once leaving school?
So actually, when I left high school, I I went to Bunker Hill Community College for a year because I had got a scholarship from doing well on the MCAS. So I was there for like a year, and I had got a conditional acceptance at Master. I don't know if they do that anymore, but basically it was just you do a year at another school to get your GPA up and do certain like requirement classes. And then from there, I went to Mass Art, and that is where I got my like first like formal training as an artist. Because I think
Mm.
before then, the last time I had art class was like I was like 8 in like third grade or something. So it was like a huge gap. And I just felt like, okay, if I'm gonna go out into this world and be an artist, I wanna be able to like compete with everyone else. I don't wanna
Mm.
be like so far behind. So that's what made me want to go to college for it. And then from there I started learning from most of the professors at Mass Art are artists themselves. So in a way I'm like learning from other trained artists. And yeah.
Shout out to Equa Homes.
Yes, actually, good story with Aqua. So I went to this after school program called Roxbury Youth Programs. It was right across the street from my school, and I would go there for tutoring. And then one day, Aqua came with Spark the Artmobile, and they did like
Yeah.
an activity with us. And I remember asking her, I was like, "Oh, what school do you work at?" And I had no idea Mass Art existed. I was looking at whole other colleges, and she told me, "Oh, I work at Mass Art." And I was like, "Where is that?" And then when she told me how close it was and everything, I decided, okay, I'm gonna look into that school. And then I went there for a tour. And then once I went to Mass Art, I actually ended up working with Aqua, with Spark the Artmobile and everything. So that was just like,
Wow.
if I had met her there, I don't think I would have even went there for school.
And so that's the spark. Get it? Spark. Wow. You know what? And she is someone that she's just art herself. Just her if you can follow her steps and continue to lead and to tell our stories through art, you know you're in good hands, following someone like Miss Holmes, who's now being featured at the MFA,
Yes, I hope everyone goes to see it. If you haven't already, I saw it. It's beautiful.
and a new book. But I would love to hear. I plug all day, but I would love to hear when you say multimedia artist, if you can share a little bit
Okay.
on that context.
So I do a lot of different mediums. So sometimes I'll do digital, sometimes I'll do collage and paintings. And I brought this little mini portrait of myself to kind of show a little bit
Yeah,
about
let's.
myself.
Okay.
So this is me, my
Oh
name
my
tab.
goodness.
And what I like to, so this is all painted with gouache, and some of the detail is with colored pencil. And what I like to do is kind of like have it raise off of the surface, so it's like kind of 3D.
I love it.
So
So if I sent you a picture of my big head, you would be able to. Would my head fit on one of these
yes, of
photos?
course.
Okay. All right. So if I wanted to do that or any other request, how do I get in touch with you?
Yes, the
Or how
best
does
way to get
or how does the world get in touch with you?
my website is my name, flowindagene.com. And if you go to the page where it says contact me, and then you put in your email, your name, and then just write in the little space like a paragraph of what you want. So let's say if you want to commission me to do, let's say you want to do a portrait for someone you love for like Christmas or something, you just describe exactly what it is you need, and then I'll be able to email back to you and let you know like how much it'll cost, how just kind of get more information from you that way. It's just easier for me to like keep track of everything if it's all through like email.
I love it. I
I'm
love it. So
also on
go ahead.
Instagram if you want to see my work as well. My Instagram is Art for the Spirit, and it's so art the number 4 the spirit.
I'm typing that in the chat right now. Awesome. And again, I just wanted to give you your flowers today. I'm going to give them to you tomorrow, and I'm going to continue to give them to you in the new year. I look forward working with you and your team. I know you got some other talented people in your circle, so I'm sure we're going to be doing a lot of great things as we try to illuminate into the new year with just joy and peace and just sharing our work. So, Flolinda, thank you for joining us today. Is there anything else that you would like to share to maybe a young artist that may be thinking about going to school or
Yeah,
getting?
I would say before I mention that, I would say also I sell a lot of like merch with my artwork on it on my website as well, and I'm working
Do you,
on making some new merch on there.
do you have any merch around you right now?
I don't. I wish I did,
That's okay. No, it's
but
all right.
yeah, I have
But you
like
can find it on the website, though, right?
yes.
Okay.
And my advice to a young artist would be to definitely try as many things as you can. And if you're thinking about going to art school, definitely go to the art school itself and ask as many questions as you can and talk to people who you might know who are students there just to see if it's the right fit for you. Because not every artist has to go to art school. I just made that decision for myself because I knew me teaching myself wasn't going to be as fast as it would have been learning from someone else. But I've seen artists become successful both ways. So
And do you teach? Are you now passing the torch yourself, doing teaching?
not yet. I'm
Not
just
yet.
like newly graduated. I think I imagine when I'm a little more well seasoned, I'll like probably work into that.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that. Well, Miss Felinda, you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Again, you can purchase Miss Jean's work at philindagene.com. Amazing spirit. And you can also follow her at Art for the Spirit on Instagram. And are you any other platforms as well?
Same handle for Facebook as well. Art for the Spirit.
And for Facebook. So if you're on Facebook, look her up there. And if you're a young artist, reach out to her. I'm sure Ms. Felinda will give you some advice and guidance for you to.
Absolutely.
So you enjoy the rest of the day. We're actually going to get a little bit of music from DJ 411, and then we'll be back with CC Champion, founder of Little Celebrations Rentals. All right. Felinda, you have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
Bye now. And we're going to move on to our next entrepreneur, Miss CC Champion in the building. How you doing today?
I'm mute here. I'm good. How are you?
Oh, no, you're doing better than me. I started the whole show on mute. Oh, man. But listen, we have the founder of Little Celebration Rentals. But, I got connected, online with Miss Champion through her wellness coaching and the manifest workshops that she's doing. And then I found out that she's a serial entrepreneur. and has launched a Little Celebration Rentals. So we brought her on to hear a little bit more of that. And so, Miss Cece, if you could tell us the why. I mean, I know you're doing a lot in wellness and nutrition, but what made you start Little Celebration Rentals?
Hey, so first I want to thank you, Justin, and the Fairmont Innovation Lab just for creating this platform for us entrepreneurs. Because as you guys know, with entrepreneurship, the only way our businesses really get out there is word of mouth and other people hearing, and even like social media, how we were able to connect. So I share with all the entrepreneurs that are on this live, like tap into your social medias if you're not, because you just don't know who can find you to know like what service you're able to provide for them. And that's simply how I really found Little Celebrations. I've been running this business now for 5 years. It's our 5-year anniversary. I'm so proud of like where I've come just by starting, because I simply never knew like how to run an event rental business. I remember my best friend was having her baby in Houston, Texas, and I was in charge of planning her baby shower. And I was online just looking for rental furniture for her shower. And I came across a company in Houston, Texas that had children's size event rentals, like upscale rentals. I don't know if you guys can see behind me, but I have like a throne chair here and a ghost chair. These are just a few of the things that I have
Right.
available. But I came across someone in Houston doing that. At the time, their name was Little Cedars. And I'm like, wow, this is like a cool idea. Before then, I was an event coordinator for the United Way. So I would plan a lot of our signature events. Like we did like a community baby shower. We did a Thanksgiving giveaway, giving turkeys away. And I found that at the community baby shower, every time I'll try to build out the kids area, the larger event rental businesses, they only have like standard classroom tables and chairs. And for me, we were serving low income moms. So I just wanted the moms to like have something just so beautiful, like throne chairs, and just kind of go all out for them in a community way. And I was like, wow, like I don't see anyone here in Massachusetts that has these style of rentals for children, because a lot of it is just the basics. And I'm like, kids deserve to feel like luxury. They deserve to feel upscale. So I started to do my research. I reached out to Little Cedars. I reached out to someone else, another Black-owned, woman-owned event rental business that serves kids in New York. Her name is Oneida. She's in petite seats. So I just, it's a niche industry. So it was like me Googling, trying to figure out like who has this kind of, this inventory. And so I reached out to them, just asked them some basic questions like, hey, how did you get started? How many chairs did you start with? What colors? And they were so open just to share with me like how to get started in this industry. So from there, I started with 10 chairs in my house, in my garage. Then I'm like, let me just start an Instagram page. I don't know. Like, and I started texting like all my family and friends, like, hey, I'm starting this event rental business. I know you have kids. If it's something you want. And I went from there. And I literally now, looking back from Instagram, I started with 0 followers. Now I have over like 5,000. So I'm so proud of like that growth, because it's like, when you start any Instagram page, you're like, oh my goodness, like who's going to follow me? Who's going to order from me? So, it just started from the ground, real grassroots. And now 5 years later, getting through a whole pandemic, here I am.
Well, that was going to be my next question. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Coming up to your 5-year. Did we already hit your 5-year anniversary?
Yes, it's October.
October.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. And where's your store located?
I'm in Stoughton, Massachusetts. So,
okay.
Even through that, like you said, you connected with me through the vision board thing. I do the vision board thing because I manifested this business. I manifested this space that I have. I just remember like starting from my house to moving to like 2 storage units to then 3 storage units. And I'm like, let me go get an office because people want to pick up. Then I went to an office with storage units. So now I'm here in Stoughton with the warehouse and, front office space, just, holding my stuff. So, yeah.
And do you do the deliveries yourself, or do you have a team?
I have a team.
Awesome.
Early on, someone in the event rental business, one of my friends, she's a woman-owned, minority-owned too, Simplistic Charm. She pulled me. She really didn't know me. she pulled me to the side and said, hey, I've been in this business for a while, and you need to delegate. You can't be the one delivering, you can't be the one taking the orders. You need to focus on connecting with people, getting your revenue to the place where you need it. And I took that advice on, and I'm like, I don't care, like the universe will make a way for me to be able to pay someone. Let me just get people on payroll. And that's exactly what happened. So I really just, was super coachable, and just like, I personally knew I couldn't go out there, because I was like, at first, when I first started, I was doing the deliveries. I was up to like midnight, 1 o'clock, breaking down kid parties, which really were adult parties turned to kid, but it was like, the kids.
Start somewhere.
Yeah, so there were like adult kid parties, and I was finding myself like 12, 1 o'clock, breaking down, and I'm like, no, this isn't for me. Like, I just need to hire people. So then I started to do that, just contracting people.
I love it. And one thing, the reason why I asked you that question, because I'm actually going for that same pivot right now, because you'll burn yourself out so quickly when you're trying to do jobs that you're not even experienced at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like doing accounting, customer service, trying to communicate with clients. And as you know, with wellness, like if you are not taking care of yourself, you're going to burn out, and that could affect your business.
Yeah.
So it's important that you have a team. It's even more amazing that your business is now in standing where you can actually give job opportunities, and that's the most blissful, I would say, value of being an entrepreneur, is when you can be able to hire folks and create wealth. So that's amazing. I'm wondering, like, how did you get through the pandemic?
Okay, so I got through the pandemic, just to connect you, because you said, my wellness business. So the way I got into through the pandemic was, the governor said events are shut down, can't have any parties. And honestly, for me, it was like crushed heart, because I felt like we were just in this crazy momentum of everyone hosting events. Even if it was like social events, parties, it was like, I met so many people because also on the side I curate events. So I don't know if Lightwork, she's Farah. Me and her collaborate a lot on events. So me and her did something with Karen Civil. We did some with Gia Peppers. Like, we bring people to the city that normally people are like, I got to go to New York or LA to see these people. We wanted to bring people here where people understood, like, Boston's on the map. So, when we were getting in this momentum of doing Boss Up, like, and like we were doing Brunch Like a Boss, we did, a tech social event. Just before that tech social event ended with Karen Civil, it was like everything shut down. March, you can't have that many people in. And we were already planning like our next social event. And so from there, it impacted my little celebrations business, because no one was having parties. Everyone was sitting in the house. People were still trying to have like small family social gatherings. But when the numbers kept getting higher, they were like, no, we'll just, cut back. So, reflecting on my year, I look at my numbers and I'm like, last year of May, I made $130 in this business. That's not going to be able to afford me to maintain the rent, and who knew how long the pandemic will last for, which is lasting longer than what we expect. So, from there I said, but prior to that, the pandemic, I said I needed to make a choice on my health. So I ended up joining like a 30-day fitness challenge, and then incorporated using the Herbalife nutrition products. And, the person that brought me in the business was like, if you get great results, you could get paid off your results. So I knew from there that if I got results, I'll be able to share with my friends and family, because I was always sharing things with them in the past, free things that I was doing, but never getting any incentive. They'd be like, Stacey, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm doing this 10-day green smoothie cleanse. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And then they'll get on it. And I'm like, I never got any incentive. It was just like us doing it. So now I found an opportunity where I was just like, wow, like I get to get results, and I'm able to share with other people exactly what I'm doing, so that way they can get results, because I've already tried the products. And from there, I just worked this business in the pandemic, which, I grew the opportunity enough to get to the top 6% of the company in Herbalife Nutrition. And I was able to bring other business partners in to make revenue as well for their own small business that they wanted to create. And then that income was able to sustain the money here until I was able to apply for all the grant stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
No, you definitely pivoted, and you found some value in wellness and bringing that to the world and within yourself, you know. And I'm definitely taking steps to transformation with my wellness journey, so I can be a better worker myself, you know. And so it's just great to hear. And you know, before I let you go, I would love to ask you, like, for any young women that may be getting out of college or even high school and thinking about business, they have a passion that they really feel strongly about, and they want to figure out how to make money doing it. What advice would you give someone that may be thinking about starting a business?
The advice I would give to anyone: be open to opportunity. Do your research. Just don't say no to anything. Like, understand and also get past fear. I think a lot of
Mm,
times I have friends and family that want to start a business or do something, and they're like, I'm going to start January 1st. I'm going to start Monday. I'm going to start here, right? Because they want everything to be perfect. Everything doesn't have to be perfect. Just do it.
right.
And then you'll get you'll see kind of where you can improve within just doing it, but also always remain a student. We
Mm,
don't know everything. We don't, I'm not Mrs. Know It All. I don't know it all. Like, I'm always a student. I'm always ready to learn about from the next person that could help elevate me to the next level. So always remain like coachable and just like do your research. I know a lot of times you could slide in someone's inbox like, hey, give me the formula, give me all of the things that you've learned. But honestly, there have been people working for 10 years, 5 years in their industries that they've collected a lot of experiences to get them to where they're at. So I just say do the basics, research the industries you want to get into, understand
yes.
like who your competitors are, and do it right. Get registered. I know in minority communities, we just doing these things as a hobby. Get your LLC, get your corporations, like do it the right way, because when things like the pandemic happens, we're able to apply for grants. We're able to apply to get, business loans, whatever those things are, like do it the right way and stay surrounded by the right people. That's going to lead you to that path. So that's a lot of nuggets I kind of gave you guys in
Oh,
my
that was
opinion.
great.
Just, because I see a lot of my friends or people that want to start businesses and they're not doing it the right way. But the ones that did do it the right way, they were able to get a lot of grant money. I'm proud to say I got like over $60,000 worth of grant money just because I did it the right way. So that is what's available to us as minority owned businesses. So take advantage of all of the resources like Fairmont Innovation Lab. This is a resource that everyone should tap into. And I know you guys are doing amazing things with your cohorts and stuff like that. So that's stuff people need to know, like just to be a student of.
Thank you. We may have to hire you for some PR work as
Okay.
well.
I did that in college too. That was my major in college.
Well, I'll tell you what, how can people connect if they wanted to utilize your service for a birthday party or upcoming celebration, or maybe possibly on a wellness journey?
So if you want to follow me, my Instagram is Little Celebrations Rentals. Make sure you just follow that. You can rent your children's size event rentals. Also, if you want to jump on a healthy living lifestyle, a lot of times our relationship with food, we really don't have that relationship. What does that look like for you? You can follow me at Honor Within Lifestyle on Instagram. Also, and also Soul Sister. If you think of Korean soul, SEOUL Sister. That is my personal Instagram page where I promote a lot of my everyday active lifestyle on there.
And shout out to Miss Linda Champion, cousin of Miss CC, who we'll
That's
be
my
having
aunt,
on soon.
actually.
Oh, your aunt? Oh,
Yeah.
well,
She looks so young, right? You think she's my cousin?
she's doing. Hey, she's on the right wellness journey. I tell you that. But Miss Champion, thank you so much for spending time with us today. We look forward, working with you more and more in 2022. We just want to give you your flowers today, but we're going to give them to you tomorrow, and we're going to continue to do it in the new year. You enjoy the rest of your Saturday.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. It looks like I'm warming up over here. And I wanted to bring in. Oh, hold on one second. As I say that, I'm messing up already. Hey, but we're gonna keep it authentic over here.
Okay.
And listen, I don't know if I can give you a great intro, but I want to introduce one of the most talented and one of one of my good friends in the world, but one of the most talented individuals who's has definitely pivoted during the pandemic, has an amazing journey in art and culture as a multimedia artist, the founder of Radical Black Girl. But the reason why we have her today, Miss Destiny Pope, is because she has reinvented herself during this pandemic and has decided, like, hey, I'm going to create. I'm going to create within, and I'm going to bring my joy into a lifestyle. So I want to introduce my friend live from Houston, Texas, Destiny Pope. How you doing today, sis?
Oh, I have butterflies, honestly.
You butterflies? Why? I have butterflies. I'm over here messing up, being on mute. And
I don't know. I guess I'm just excited. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be talking to you. Right before we started, I'm like texting all my family, like, hey, if you can tune in. So I'm just a little nervous because this is my first time presenting myself after this reinvention
right.
process that you just mentioned. Um, but mostly, you know, I I'm happy. I'm happy to be here. So I'm just
Well,
ready to get into it. I got my notes written down and everything.
yeah, I see you're coordinating over there. You know,
Yeah.
I gotta learn a couple things from you. No, it's amazing to see you just shine lately. And just to see your growth has been amazing. So I would love to hear a little bit more of this new work that you've been doing. I've seen I don't I see you create online.
Yeah.
You're on that sewing machine. You know,
Yes. I taught myself how to sew. So just to give you all the background
please.
of the origins of my passion for creating, I have to give all the honor and thanks to my grandmother, Janetta Wiles, who lives in Roxbury. Um, she helped my mom raise me growing up. So I spent a lot of time with her in my younger years. And her house was like a creative child's dream. Like she had everything from paint to anything that you could think of that would have a child's imagination grow. She had that. And she actually taught me how to sew by hand when I was 8 years old.
Mm.
So I would make my own skirts. I'd make clothes for Barbie dolls. I'd, do pillowcases and everything that I would make, I would feel so proud of. And I always said that one day I was going to get a real sewing machine and teach myself how to sew. And the way that it came about was really the most unexpected way, because people who do know me and have followed my journey know that I've experienced different levels of trauma in my life. Um, and a lot of people who know me or seen my face on the news for whatever reason, for good or for bad, um, knew that in 2020 I went missing, and I don't talk about it very often. Um,
Is this your
I
first
haven't
time
talked about it.
publicly?
What'd you say?
Is this your first time publicly talking about it?
This is my first time talking about it on a live stream. Okay.
Um,
Um, and so, but the positivity that came out of it was that people donated to me and my family to help me recover.
yeah.
And through that, I was able to purchase a sewing machine, um, when I was finally released from the hospital. And that was the first thing that I said I wanted to do was, okay, if basically I felt like, life as I knew it really wasn't the same anymore. And I felt like I went through this process of emptying and releasing and going through another process of what is known as ego death. Like the person that I knew that everybody knew wasn't there anymore. So how was I going to fill myself? And so teaching myself how to sew was a part of that redefinition process. And I had a journal, and on the first page of the journal, let me see, I have it actually. I'll, I'll show it to you.
Please.
So the first page of the journal says, "So be it." And it has a little quote. It's really light, but it says, "The beginning isn't always perfect." And for the whole, basically the remainder of 2020, I just journaled. I sketched. I did research. You know, many people were talking about the research that you need to do when going into a new industry. I watched documentaries on hip hop fashion, on Black designers, contemporary and modern. And I had all these crazy, intricate designs, and then I realized, okay, let me find something that's more realistic for where I'm at right now,
Mm.
build up my skills and my consistency, and then I can get to a point where I can create the things that are in my head.
Right.
So I have some products to show you. I used to keep my first Frankenstein bucket hat because it really did look like Frankenstein, like where I started.
Oh, you talking about the hats?
Yeah.
Well,
So
let's
I
start. You gotta start somewhere, though, right?
right.
Did you
So
sell any?
I did. So after
Hey.
I practiced my first few, made my mistakes, I learned. Um, I started selling hats instantly.
Mm.
I started just promoting them on Instagram, letting people know, hey, this is what I'm doing. And I just I'm so grateful for the people who bought my earliest hats, and I started selling them for like $20, you know. And as I continue to grow and continue to learn about the business, learn about how to pay myself back, to reinvest in more material, and the more I got better, I was able to raise my price, and it was fair because the quality also increased as well. And so,
Yeah, let's see a little bit what you got over there.
okay, cool. So,
And what are you wearing today? Is this you too? I mean, we'll
yeah,
get into
so
that. We'll get into that later. We'll get into that after. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little
okay.
excited right now.
All
Okay,
right.
so
So,
let's start. This is the
this is one of my
Dundada right here.
suede bucket hats. Yes, it is a suede and Sherpa bucket hat.
I
This is
like
a
it.
unisex hat. So, and it's, yeah, it's unisex. It's for this time of the year.
You can wear it
So I
two
was very
both
happy
way.
about
You can wear it both ways, right? Is that
Yeah, this one is reversible. You could wear it both ways. Usually I do. So this one has a slightly different stitching on the outside,
yep?
but usually I do satin lined hats. So this was a red, black, and green limited edition hat that I did.
I
And
love it.
these ones actually were a favorite. I got a lot of sales for these. So I think I'm going to bring them back.
Okay.
I want to shout out the person who gave me the idea.
Okay.
Her name is Sherry, and she is the director of teen empowerment.
Oh yeah.
So she ordered a hat from me, and she said, I want a red, black, and green one. So she gave me the idea, and once I made it, I loved it, and so I just made more and more until I ran out of the fabric.
Mm.
And so all of them that I've made have sold out, and so I'm like, okay, I think I'm gonna bring this one back. I love
And
what it
if
stands for, and I love the excitement that it made people have. So,
what does it stand for? If you can share it.
red, black, and green stands for Black Pride.
Mm.
So, red stands for blood, the blood lineage that flows through us. Also honoring the bloodshed of ancestors that have come before us. Black stands for being black, blackity black. Uh, and green stands for the earth, the green Mother Earth that we live on, and our connection to Earth. And altogether, that makes the Black Pride flag.
But it also makes your product a lifestyle.
Yes. So I didn't even explain why I chose the name So Be It.
Okay.
It's
Oh, because
funny.
I didn't even know you had a brand name. I'm so sorry. So
That's
tell us. Come on, tell us
that's
more.
okay. So my boutique name is So Be It Custom Boutique, and I it means a lot of things to me. So be it means is another way of saying it is done. Ashe, amen. So it is. Just the power of, saying and that's what it is. But it also is funny that one of the first artists talked about her first print being Tupac, because Tupac actually inspired me as well. So if you know the iconic scene in Juice where Tupac's character Bishop says, I mean, he says it and it's kind of negative, but he says, you know, as soon as I decide that you ain't gonna be, so be it. And but it was really that was a defining moment in his career as an actor, and it was inspiring to see how much he really meant it. And so even though I'm taking it and using it for positivity, it's like when I put something out into the world, I really stand by it. I stand by it, I stand behind it, and I really mean it. So it's just inspiring people, like whatever you want to be it, you
Yeah.
know, and allow yourself to progress over time, but just do it. So I have a few other products that I want to show. So
Yeah.
I started with the bucket hats. This is one of my custom clutches. So this is a process that's called decoupage. It's
You
also like,
you you designed this?
yes. So these are actually magazine clippings that I did a collage and made it waterproof, and also added some bedazzle stuff. So this
Yeah.
is called the Black Woman Forward
Mm.
clutch. So it's specifically just celebrating all different shades of Black women. So this is one of my favorites I like to show. Then
Yeah.
I also went on to just, I do sustainable fashion as well, which is like taking recycled materials and making something new. So
Oh
that's
wow.
so this is a booty, and it's
I don't
called the sweetheart.
think I can wear that, but it looks beautiful. Tell us
thank,
more.
thank you. So actually, this is taken from multiple different items of clothing.
Mm.
Um, a pump that I found thrifting. This used to be a sweater that I turned into the ankle of a boot, and some denim jean material. So I like to create things that are one of a kind,
Right.
that show my perspective as an artist, and what I like to call, you know, conversation pieces as well. Um,
You know what I love about the products you make is that it's not like you're gonna bump into somebody at a party and you're gonna have the same shoes on. You're gonna be very authentic, and you
right,
know,
right. And I love the fact that well, sometimes I have customers who I don't know. So I've shipped all over the country, which is a blessing to be able to say, like, in my first year of starting my boutique, that I'm able to ship wherever. Um, but it's especially meaningful for me when people who know me and who have witnessed my transformation choose to support me and buy something. It means a lot to me. I put a lot of thought and intention into the things that I create. And it just shows me that, you know, like one day I just had a thought and I was like, there are really people in this world walking around with something that I made on them. And it just blew my mind. Like I was grateful, and I was just like, wow, you know, people can say, yeah, Destiny made that. And even if I'm not physically in Boston, there are many people from Boston, my hometown, who have supported me. And that means a lot to me, that something that I've made is in a place where I'm from, even if I'm not there.
I love it. I think you're gonna show us one
I
single.
have a few more things. So I want to show you one of my berets that I made because I'm really happy about these.
And as you're doing that, can you tell folks where we can purchase your stuff online?
Yes, so you can find me on Instagram. I do have a boutique page that I started. It's called So Be It Custom Boutique, SOBEIT, Custom Boutique. I also post a lot of my new design alerts and processes of how I make stuff, and other artistic projects on my personal page, which is Undeniable Des Polk, which was a nickname given to me by an artist friend, and I took it and ran with it. So yeah, so this is one of my I know we have to go to the next person too, but this is a reversible beret. I'm really excited about it, so I just want to show it.
You're a VIP with Fairmount, so maybe we'll give you a couple extra minutes.
Okay, thank you. That's why I wanted to shout out as well. I was a part of the Fairmont
Yes, you were.
acceleration program. So I'm an alumni. So endlessly
Come on.
grateful for everything that I've been able to
Here,
do
here,
during my
put that
lab
more.
work.
Put your product more on the screen so we can see it.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
it's a beret. You wear it like that. And I love that it's a surprise on the inside, or you could wear it on
Getting
the
a lot. You're
outside.
getting a lot of love in the comments.
Oh, that's what's up. Thank you. And then I want to show my this is a Louis Vuitton phone case that I make. So I repurpose materials. So if I have a bag that's broken, I'll be like, I can make something out of that. So this is an example of something that used to be a duffel bag that
I
had
love
broken
it.
straps and is now a phone case.
So if you sell that, they're not gonna come looking for you.
You know what?
Let
I
them
don't
come look
know, but
for
we're gonna
you.
try it first. If Dapper Dan can do it and was hired by Gucci, then he set the way.
Right, they be taking from us, we take from them, right?
As long as it's different. So I had some clothes to show, but that's pretty much it. I just wanted to
Okay.
show a little bit of what I do. I made my top. I've graduated to making full outfits now.
Okay, ladies, you hear that?
Yeah, so I do take custom orders. A lot of people, friends and strangers, reach out to me and send me pictures of inspiration and say, "Hey, can you make this? How much would it cost to make this?" So I do make custom clothing. I make clothing for all sizes. I just go based off of measurement. Um, it is definitely truly an art form, and I'm always a student and continuing to learn. But I'm also a perfectionist. So I will obsess over it until it's perfect. But yeah, so I love the joy that people feel when they decide to order from me and they're really excited. And I love to see the response when they actually get it in their hands. I love when people send me pictures of what they're wearing. And the last thing that I do want to say is my intention is to not only be what I want to be in the world, but to also inspire others to learn as well. So now I'm teaching people how to sew and how to make their own clothes. So I am open to receiving students virtually. I do in-person classes in Houston, and I'm working on using my savings to buy more learning machines because
Okay.
I don't want people to feel like lack of equipment is a barrier. So I just want to put that out there. So if you do want to take lessons from me virtually, please reach out via Instagram through Undeniable Despoke. I do my classes for $25 an hour, and we can figure something out if you want to do it that way.
Well, I tell you what, Destiny, thank you so much for sharing your radiance today with us today. Sharing a little bit of your story, sharing this new love of designing from within, um, and just creating this new lifestyle of love.
Thank
Just
you.
I'm blown away, and we wanted to give you your flowers today, but we're going to continue to give them to you tomorrow, and we're going to continue to do it in the new year. I will be connecting my niece with you in Austin, so maybe
Okay.
she can get some lessons. She's also an aspiring designer and
Oh,
thousand other things, but it's always good to to learn from folks that look like you.
yes,
So
I'm always open to connect. Okay.
awesome.
Especially with girls that look like me.
So yeah, stick around. We're gonna play a little bit of more music for everybody. Again, you can repeat it one more time for me. Is it so be it
Yeah.
customboutique.com?
Yep. That's my Instagram. So be it custom boutique.
Okay,
And
amazing.
yeah, just follow me through that, and you can also follow me on Undeniable Despo.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us today, and I will be reaching out to you soon. And everybody, make sure you go on that website and purchase some love today. You have a great Saturday
Okay.
out in the Big H.
All right.
All right,
Peace.
talk to you later, sis. All right, we are back. I actually got a special guest with me right now. Let me see if I can get both of us in the photo. But he is one of our members and one of our leaders in the community. I want him to talk a little bit about his latest production, or I should say publication. I want to introduce you to the African Denzel Washington, Mr. Leonard Tishingi.
Thank you, Justin. Let's see. Can folks see me? Awesome. Boston, New England, how y'all doing, man? My name is Leonard Chitange. They call me Afro Blues by way of Congo. I'm a poet and a diversity, equity, inclusion consultant, but grew up in Roxbury, but originally from Congo, man. Is glad to be at the lab just working. My products, my poetry book, The Afro Blues by way of Congo. This book contains poems that make you laugh, poems that make you sad, poems that make you say that we must build a healthy society that brings happiness and cultivate cross-cultural understanding, healing, and diversity, equity, inclusion. Why? Because, coming from the continent of Africa and migrate here in Boston, it's important for us to build bridges, man, in the diaspora. So I'm glad to be at the lab. Just shout out to Fairmont Innovation Lab. We go way back, Justin and the team. Yeah, just want to stop by. So get a copy of the book. Please support all the many artists, many entrepreneurs who really, really working hard to get the product out and the services, man. All right, peace and love, yo. Peace.
Thank you.
Oh, the book is on Amazon too.
And the book is on Amazon too. I actually have a copy at my house. And so, this is what we're all about, the lab. We're always plugging. We have to support each other, and we got to work with each other, And so Leonard is going to be doing a lot of great things here at the lab. But we are going to move on to our next guest. And this guest, me and him go way back to our music days. And I'm going to bring Mr. Raheem Jamal in the building.
What's good, Jess?
What is good? I was just thinking about that, man. I'm like, man, me and Raheem have actually traveled together and gone to California. And to be honest with you, I was actually with some friends the other day, and Project Move came up on my YouTube playlist, and they loved it. And honestly, for me, it's a classic album, and you are literally one of my favorite artists of all time, musically and artistry. You're a multimedia, artist, and you rep Roxbury, of course. But thank you for joining us today. I could go on and on. And
I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much for having me, man.
Yeah, man. Well, you're doing a lot of great things in the community. I think you were just recently at Black Market, and I think one time I was in Dudley or somewhere, maybe Grove Hall, and I seen your work out on the street, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I've been hitting the street. I've been hitting the markets, and I'm gonna try to get back on the blocks and just do some live art for the community, and just do some giveaways and stuff, and just try to represent Black excellence. It's the best of my ability.
I love it. And so for the folks, so me and you go way back, but for the folks who do not know much about your artistry, give us a little bit about your origins. Where that spark come from in Roxbury?
Oh man, I mean, there's a lot to live up to growing up in Roxbury, man. No BS. So I feel like there's been so many dope people to admire, to look up to, and I think just pursuing that and trying to, like I said, live up to a certain standard of slept on Black excellence that exists in this city. No joke. So there's so many people like I said, just looking up to, that I always try to just want to be as great as they are, and I could go on. The list is endless, so I won't even start the list. You know what I'm saying? But growing up, just always admiring artists and wanting to do something to give back to. I created this brand, Peace Love. It's a clothing line. It's kind of a way of life. When you wear the gear, you just try to be your best version. And I figured out of all the things that you could create brand wise, I was I think this is the best thing you could possibly put on and represent ultimately. So I try to put that into my art and into my my music, and pretty much everything I try to sprinkle my tentacles into.
Yeah, you created a lifestyle of peace and love. And who wouldn't want to? I mean, I know myself, I have some gear, even if in my house, I actually have some of your buttons in my room. And it's just it's a reminder for me when I, start the day, like to focus on love, focus on peace within, and then it'll radiate, it'll go
Exactly.
out, it'll spread out, you know.
It's just a little incline. It don't take much. It don't take much.
And so, you've been moving around a little bit more, but like, what wakes you up every day to keep doing what you do?
Woo. Like, you plant seeds, and after so many planting the seeds, you start seeing them blossom and starting to reap some of the benefits of the karma you put in. And waking up, I feel like I'm living a dream every day. Like I'm people are supporting my business, supporting the things that I come up with, supporting me and my boys. Like like I feel like I tuned into my God purpose, and that's what wakes me up every day. All these people, it's such an honor to be in the loop of such wonderful like community creators. Like all these folks on here, so dope, like and they get it. Like I'm like dropping so many jewels on like anyone trying to do this. Fear is a dream killer. Kill all fear. And literally that's it. Like it's doubt, and it's so crazy. Once I started eliminating doubt and fear, the universe was like, finally, you know what I'm saying? And it's not just for me. It's
Right.
there for everyone. Like take time to tune into a higher self, and you can't go wrong, yo. I'm pushing peace and love. I cannot go wrong, bro. I can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Like, and that's like, and I wake up with that inspiration of like doing that. Like it's, and I like every interaction with people, it's like an opportunity to exercise that,
Yeah.
So.
And there's so many more millions of people that you have to introduce yourself to, so, there's so many opportunities, when creatives get out of their own mind, right? And they get out of their fear, and then you start putting more into yourself, you start seeing the blossoms. And I think that's what's happening with you. And then that's what keeps, you thinking, what can I do even bigger? So when I'm not here, my work is still, in the galleries or still on people, and
Yeah, man.
That's legacy right there, man. You're doing it.
Slowly but surely, man. I'm trying. Appreciate the support I've been getting, man.
I see you have a lot of light and abundance behind you. I know this is a virtual shopping network. Our goal is to get people to your website and to connect with you. Is there anything in particular you may want to show us today?
Bro, I've been getting busy lately. Like,
I can see.
Like, no, like I've been waiting for like all cylinders to click. Right now, I got an EP that just dropped. It's on Spotify. You can check it out. It's called 5 Songs. I produced 4 out of the 5 songs. The other track is produced by Mecca Cashier. He's a dope MC and producer. Please check him out. I got gear. Like, I paint, I draw, I design. This is one of my pieces. It's called Super Future. I got prints of this. I got it on. You go on the website, Peace Love Raw. I got backpacks. I got
Dope.
I just did this piece. I'm so proud of this piece. Sometimes like this is Rihanna, right? I just did this with Riri, and it like for me, it came out amazing. Like it's a pastel, like and I usually do a lot of abstract stuff, but when I've been tapping into more realism, I've been doing portraits for folks. And if you check out my like Radio Raheem on Instagram, you can see some of the work, some of the portraits I'm doing. People have been commissioning me to do different things. Is that some of the most exciting stuff, to be taken out of your normal frame and then be pushed to someone else's creative image and actually be able to execute that has been really dope. So yeah, man, this is my second time doing this, and it's such a blessing, man. Y'all have been a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful like outlet for the community, like a support for the community in so many different ways, man. So we appreciate you so much, yo. Appreciate you.
Yeah, we actually I believe we have some of your work around here as well. So
yeah,
I mean, you're part of the family, and our goal is to connect. We this pandemic kind of like segregated a lot of us, and so I think it's it's important that we reconnect and we support each other,
Absolutely.
And I for me, I wanted to give you your flowers today, but we're going to continue to do it tomorrow, and we're going to continue to do it into the new year.
Absolutely.
But before we go, we're going to continue to play some live music. We can bring you back on if you want to jam with us. But before we let you go, I want you to share what's next, and if there's a young Raheem out there or or Rashida, you know, that's looking to get into music or, you know, just their passion and art, what advice would you give them at a young age?
Yo, doubt. Don't just do it. Like Nike, it's crazy. My favorite brand was Nike. I look at them and see some of the things that they've done. Obviously, some of their practices have not been the best, but as far as a marketing and like way to approach it, just do it. It's such a mind-blowingly simple like philosophy. Like believe in your thing. Yo, there's so many people that don't have enough in their own cup to fill up that you oftentimes go to look for your own cup to get filled, and you don't get it and you feel a certain way. Fill your own cup, keep filling it up, believe in yourself, just kill all doubt, yo. That's all I can say. It's amazing what it does. Like the universe is here for you, so just chase it, yo. That's all I can say. Like, and consistency is king. Consistency, I'm learning, is king, yo. So the sisters here earlier gave so many wonderful jewels, so y'all need to watch this whole thing from backwards to forward, you know what I'm saying, forward to back, to catch it all, because all that, everything that they said was so much, like I can't even expound on it enough. They were wonderful. Like, it's wonderful. So,
except the first 5 minutes. The first 5 minutes I was on mute. I didn't realize it. So
I was like, yo, just like it's so fun.
I think I warmed up a little bit.
It's all good, man. This is dope, man. It's a dope opportunity for everybody, bro. So we appreciate you. Peace, love, man.
And also, if you can put that back up, you have mugs as well.
Yeah, this is the Peace Love Kente. Like I got Peace Love Kente designs. I designed this like straight up after 9/11. Like, so this has been a long time coming. Yeah. Like, I was like, the world done went crazy. These are Twin Towers. Like, I was like, what does the world need right now? And I'm like, peace, love. So this has really been a long time coming. So it's finally hitting. Visit peaceloveraw.com, RaheemJamalPlus.com. I got my art and music on there. There's so many little like things that I'm doing. Like, it's best to probably just check my Instagram, because it funnels you to everything else.
So it's peaceloveraw.com, right?
Yeah, that's for the website of the gear. Yeah. And
so
I got kids clothing, I got women's clothing, I got men's clothing, unisex stuff. I got some prints on there. Right now, I've been running prints off from me personally. I'm doing local delivery. If anyone's interested, $10 shipping around the country. If you check my page, I got, like I said, prints all day, been stuff like this. Like, it's dope. It's dope. This one's been popular. I'm about to ship him to Cali today.
Yes,
Malcolm, by any means. Like, yo, so it's please check it out. You support me, you support my babies. Like, it's a wonderful thing when like we can all give back to each other, man.
And if you need an MC to rock your party, you can also.
Oh yeah, I do some music. I've been shooting videos, producing music. Like, I've shot videos, I do editing, I've shot like Sweet 16s. If you need stuff, I do logos. It's a lot of stuff, man. It's a lot under the umbrella.
I love it, but no, you're doing it. And so make sure you connect with Raheem after this at Peace Love Ra. And then again on Instagram. What was your Instagram again? You have two of them.
Radio_Raheem Jamal. And then also Peace Love Ra.
Amazing. So we're gonna
appreciate you.
So you enjoy the rest of your Saturday. We're gonna definitely connect soon, man, because we're gonna try to do some things live, and we actually want to create some more gallery experiences. So I can't wait to connect with you in the new year.
Y'all are doing wonderful things, man. Keep up the wonderful work, yo. Appreciate it.
Thank you, man. Thank you, Rob. We'll connect soon. Be blessed.
Sure. Blessings. Peace.
Awesome. All right. So up next, we are. Sorry, Raheem, I still got you here. We are, so I'm learning this, the stream thing. I'm usually behind the scenes, but I figured, to get this back going again, I wanted to be in front of the screen. So be patient with me, but I want to definitely, you guys get excited for our next entrepreneur. She's actually one of our winners of our past launch pad. Miss Farah, welcome to our lovely experience here on a Saturday afternoon.
Hey, Justin. What's up?
How you doing? And today, I think you just came from a pitch. You've been already on it already.
Yeah, so. I literally was just in a pitch, and then I logged in to here.
Amazing. And shout out to Sharina and Optima Bootcamp. They also are a member of the lab, and they do some amazing boot camps for entrepreneurs. So make sure you check out Optima Bootcamp. or you can come by the lab and connect with Sharina. But I just want to let you know, Farah, because I don't want to do you dirty. You may want to change your name tag a little bit because I know your name ain't Fafa.
Well, I go by Fafa.
Oh,
Also
really?
Farah. Yeah. I
All
go by
right.
my nickname than my name.
All right. So I'm fired right now. So I'm gonna go get the next host, and I'm done for the day.
You're
I
doing
thought,
good. You're doing good.
yeah. All right. Well, Farah, Fafa, I love it. And tell me a little bit. You are a mother,
I
right?
am 11 years in the game.
11 years in the game, and you have a business called Mom Noir, which, again, as I said, placed second place in our pitch competition this past October at Bow Market. Um,
Shout out to Nike because she won first place and her
she
sleeve
did,
was dope too.
and one of the most amazing designers in the city right now. And shout out to Felinda Jean as well. She was also part of that pitch. A lot of great talent in that room. And the great thing about it is that everyone's still communicating. Um,
Definitely.
but with the work that you're doing, I think I was introduced to your work through Instagram, and also through the work of Lindsay Briggs with Social U.
Shout
Um,
out to Lindsay.
with her Mommy Mondays. Actually, Lindsay's actually been supporting us today with our technical difficulties. So if without Lindsay, we'd be in trouble right
We'd
now.
be in trouble.
But back to you, and I'd love to hear how you were introduced to our launchpad. Maybe it was me, but
It
um,
definitely was you.
it was you. Okay, so we'll skip that part. But what I want our viewers, and for our future viewers, because this is going to be rebroadcasted, tell us a little bit of what that why was. Was it through an experience through your journey in motherhood? And
It definitely was. So, 11 years ago, I had my daughter. And through that pregnancy, I want to say it was difficult because I lived in another state. I was away from my loved ones and my family. My family is very big, especially when we find out that someone is having a baby in our family. And it was difficult because the state I was in was in New Jersey, and I was already feeling postpartum before the baby was even born. So I call it prepartum. And as a Black mom, living in a state where the area I lived in was predominantly low income and there wasn't a lot of resources as far as healthcare and stuff for Black women, I would have to travel literally an hour and 20 minutes away to a hospital that actually geared towards what I wanted, as far as bringing my child into the world. When I had my daughter, it was a C-section, and I had a lot of complications that I did not prepare myself for or even educated myself on. And I was stuck in a state by myself, talking on the phone with my mom and my dad, like, okay, I need to leave this state. I have to move back home to Boston. And I can honestly say when I moved back, my parents were very hands-on. Shout out to my mom and dad, amazing support system. They pretty much took over the first 3 months, and I never realized the mental capacity I went through with postpartum. Like, I literally was not holding my daughter. She would cry, I would not hear it. And my mom was like, we need to get you help. So in the midst of all that, being a woman, you're also like looking at yourself like, oh my God, I don't feel pretty. I don't feel attractive. I just had this baby. I'm drained. What's going on? My mom did everything with all the researches that she did and the resources around the community to actually get me that help. But the question that I always had through my mother journey is, how do I know if I was finished with postpartum or if I just suppressed my depression? So a couple of years ago, I did reach out to a Black therapist. She's not taking on new clients, so I won't shout her out. And she literally helped me unravel a lot of stuff that I suppressed. So by nature, I'm a healer. I have a lot of friends. I love my friends. So for me to heal and cope with my issues, I would take on their issues and totally forget that I had issues. So with that being said, I'm like, okay, I really need to seek therapy. I really need to get, to where I need to be and stuff. And I realized that the most unheard group of people in the US are Black women, especially Black women who are pregnant. And when we are going through pregnancy, we are really, especially having the thoughts of being scared, if the, if my pregnancy is going to go well, we go through so much mentally that we don't verbally discuss these issues. I remember going to my hospital visits. I was scared to tell my doctor, like, hey, like I'm having these thoughts, because I always was told, if you say this, they're going to think you're crazy, or they might try to take your kid away. So we tend to cope and keep all that stuff internal. So Mom Noir came about 2 years ago, where I decided I needed to do something to bring forth a community for all Black women. And I noticed when I searched online and stuff, there were communities for Black women, but it was women who were in the in crowd. So if you wasn't popular or you didn't know the know who's, you still felt outcasted living through someone else's ideal of what mommyhood looked like. And it's not the glitz and glamour. I have days where I just wake up, I don't look like this. I get tired and stuff. And I'm at that age now where I want that community of mothers. And I know now that there are mothers that are going through the same exact thing that I went through. And that's why Mom Noir is here, so we can collectively talk with each other without being shamed for being a mom, without taking on all these other umbrellas and not being heard. So as of right now, we have curated a Mom Lux box.
Oh wow.
Yes, this box will be launched Christmas Eve, next Friday. So the launch for the website will be momnoir.co. And I
So,
came about this, yes, I came about this box because I feel women should not have to worry about the after. This box will show them resources as far as therapy around the Massachusetts area or whatever state they live in. It'll be curated predominantly for themselves. And what separates this box from any other subscription box that's out there is, one, all items in the box are Black owned. So I will be partnering up with vendors that are Black owned within our community, within the country, within the USA, so we can bring forth boxes for moms where they are loved, where they are cherished, where they are appreciated. And it'll be curated specially for them. Within the box also will be letters from other mothers that I've partnered up with, that I share stories with, where these women, when they come into motherhood, will also be loved and cared for, and would be able to continue the community and building a sisterhood amongst each other. And the boxes also have different tiers, so it's not just for moms who are about to have babies. It's actually going to be a box that's curated throughout your entire journey of motherhood. So me being 11 years in the game, there's a box for me. Someone who's actually lost a child, there's a box for them. The mom that loves plants, there's a Zen box for them. And the after baby box is for mothers who just had a baby. And culturally, it will be geared towards me being Haitian. We do a Haitian bath after a baby is born. So other moms will now have the opportunity to share in that ritual that I was lucky enough to share with my mom.
I'm blown away over here. I don't even know what questions to ask you, because I'm like, what is the future? I mean, you're just building this community. And I think that's not every day. The average person doesn't wake up thinking about, how can I create something bigger than myself? You know what I mean? I just think it's just very special that through your own experience, you were able to God, of course, planted this seed within you to bring this to life. So my question for you right now is, like, what do you envision? Like, I know you just had a pitch, but like, what is your ultimate, like, you're doing amazing work. Like, what's the next power move that you think, that you're going to engage into?
So hopefully with the journey through Fairmount and with Optima, I will continue my education level through the cohorts with Optima. In January, I will be in an extensive doula class to get certified as a doula, midwife. And I also see myself, and it's not even myself, I see the vision for Mom Noir, for it to be at hospitals, health centers, for me to partner up with the Department of Transitional Assistance, WIC offices and stuff, so we can provide and actually expose that Black mothers need help. In the US, we have the worst maternal mortality rate for Black women. Out of 100,000 live births, about 17.4 maternal death occurs. And that's in the ratio of what we know statistically that's being told for Black women. And I feel like it needs to be told. I feel like Black women should be able to share their stories without them thinking their babies are going to be taken away from them. I feel like Black women should be cherished. I feel like Black women should be loved. And I feel like Black women should grow unapologetically without anyone, putting them down. And I spent a lot of years where I never shared my story because I felt like either nobody cared or it might not have reached the magnitude of what other women wanted to hear. And I felt like now my story needs to be heard because through my journey, especially going through Fairmount and Optima and doing my research and just building this platform within Mom Noir, there's a lot of women that look just like me that went through the same thing, if not worse.
Well, that's a power move that you're working on, working with hospitals, and I commend you. I would say definitely do some advocating with, other mothers in politics like Ayanna Presley and Julia Mejia, or even our mayor, Michelle Wu, But I'm just blown away. You're doing amazing work. Our goal today was to give you your flowers, not only today, but we're going to continue to do it tomorrow, and we're going to continue to do it in the new year. I think you had mentioned something before about how you want to connect with other women, but like if there was someone that has a similar idea on building a community, right? What advice would you give them before they take those next steps?
Go for it. Don't let the imposter syndrome take over. In order for you to perfect your craft, you have to make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. And it's trial and error. If you have an idea, kill the noise. I was fortunate to be part of Fairmount. I was fortunate to be part of Optima. And I actually have met some amazing people along the way. So if you have a lot of dream killers that's around you, get rid of them. Your tribe is your vibe. So as long as you do for self and you continue to show the work, your tribe will attract you.
I know that's right. Well, thank you so much. I'm speechless right now. I'm just so happy to see some of our entrepreneurs from our community just go on and do bigger things. And so just so you know, we're going to be here to continue to support you on your journey. I don't even want to say entrepreneur journey. I feel like you're doing something a little bit more mission driven. And so we look forward connecting with you. But how can anyone else connect with you? If you can share your website, I shared your link tree, but if you can share maybe your social media or the best way people can get in touch with you.
Well, momnoir.co will be live next Friday.
Yes.
Yes. Excited about that. Nervous, but excited. You can find me on IG at mom_noir. And if you have any information or if you're a vendor out there that would actually like to have your products in the box, you can also email me at info@momnoir.co.
Amazing. So you guys heard it first. So moms, make sure, there's support out there. And future moms, know that there's also support. So when your blessing does come, you'll be a little bit prepared. And number one, you'll be part of a community to support you. And just from someone, that doesn't have kids myself, there's I've learned a lot, through the work that you're doing. I never knew some of the things that my own mother or grandmother probably experienced, with their pregnancy. So continue. The work is not only inspiring other moms, but you're inspiring the community at large as well. So just wanted to let you know that. We're going to have you on again. We're going to be launching our Boss Moves podcast coming soon.
Yes.
I want to salute. I got a little shirt on right here. This is the first recreational dispensary that will be opening up in Cambridge, Massachusetts this January, called Yamba. Make sure you can visit us at yambamarket.com. But Farah, thank you so much for your time, and I look forward. I'm definitely. Please forgive me for my blooper in the beginning.
It's okay.
I'm still kicking myself as I'm talking. Like, oh man, how am I gonna edit that up? But I appreciate you. You enjoy the rest of your weekend with your daughter and your family. And we're gonna go up next. We're gonna listen. If you want to, kick it a little bit, we're gonna play a little bit more music from DJ 411, who's gonna close it out. We're gonna go over a little bit over 2:00, because we deserve a little bit of some good music in our lives. So we'll definitely connect soon. And thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
All right, take care.